I told some folks that I was doing an interview with Arden Key, and they said, "Is that the boombox guy?" That's the boombox guy. That's who you are, I guess, here on the Jacksonville Jaguars. You're the boombox guy.
Oh yeah, I take it. I like to get the energy going, and I'm the boombox guy.
And you got Boosie playing, right? I mean, what's the story behind it?
Oh man, I went to LSU, but I've been a Boosie fan forever. I went to LSU, and it all started there with just being a fan of Lil Boosie and learning a lot of his music. And then it just carried over, and then that's just a song that I play personally on my phone. And then lately, over the last couple of years, I've been playing songs on the boombox, and now I made some of it.
So this is something that you carried over, like you've kind of been doing that, but it's new to Jacksonville because it's your first year in Jacksonville. Like, do you have to have some street cred in the locker room to be able to bring the boombox out, or you're a veteran, you can do that, or you just bring it out?
Nah, I think you got to have a little cred. I think you got to be a type of leader that people listen to you. Of course you got to do some good things on the football field too, as well. So yeah, I think I earned the respect to be able to come out with a boombox.
How much have you embraced being a leader? And this might go back to training camp. There was a poignant moment after that Pro Football Hall of Fame game where you kind of grabbed everybody and said, "Hey, this isn't how we do it." Tell us a little bit about that moment and how you became a leader of this football team.
I think it just grew on me, really. Just at the playoffs last year, I went to the playoffs, deep into the playoffs. So I kind of I came from a winning team, so I know what it looks like. And particularly that day, it wasn't looking like a championship football team. And Jacksonville haven't really had that leader lately over the past few years, a decade rather. And I think they needed that leader, that Energizer Bunny, that guy to be able to bring everybody together and win football games.
This stuff doesn't happen overnight. I mean, you look at that moment there and look at this week now, you're going to the playoffs as the AFC South champs. Yeah. I mean, how much has this team matured and grown with the help of guys like you?
We've grown a lot. I think you got to go through adversity to get to where you really want to go, where we want to go to the Super Bowl, but we're here at the playoffs. We're making stride and changes just out this year alone. We're making a lot of changes. But we went through a 6-game losing stretch, I believe, and we was only losing by 3 points here, 6 points there. KC beat us by 10. I think the biggest was Detroit, of course, but before that it was KC beat us the biggest, and that was by 10. But we always believed and knew that we was there. You look at the film, and we only had that play back, and we had this play back, the game would have changed. And I think everybody, as far as leaders and players that been balling on the football field, has been talking, having a voice, telling guys, okay, this is what you need, this is what we got to do, this is what we got to do. And we all came together, we all gelled together, and I think we gelled at the right time, and now you see a 5-game winning streak now.
How much do you need to be hardened in this game? I mean, you talk about some of the guys in your room, and you're one of them. I mean, you didn't have the easiest of times when you first got into the NFL. I mean, you talk about guys like Evan Ingram on the other side, right? The Zay Joneses of the world. I mean, you go up and down the list of this roster, and it wasn't always easy. It had some adversity. How much does that pay off right now for guys like you that have gone through that?
It pay off a whole lot. We're guys that don't give up. We could have easily gave up. We kept going every day. And now you see us on the other end of the spectrum. And we got young guys. This is a young team. I'm still young, relatively. So I just talk to the team about my experiences in the NFL and what I've been through and what I've seen, and just pass down the information, and they take it on well.
You guys have a lot of guys that are businesslike, but then there's you. Not to say you're not businesslike, but you even said the Energizer Bunny. Yeah. You got Ray Sean, a lot of personality there. Dewey Wingard, a lot of personality. How important is it to have personality, carrying the boombox, getting the crowd excited out there on a Saturday night, like the things, the energy that you guys bring to go along with that business-like nature?
Definitely, you gotta have. We call those dogs. That's the term we call them. We call those dogs. The Dewey, the Ray Seans, the me. It's something in us that we just got, that we can bring the energy. We can change a culture. And you need more than just one guy to change a culture. And I think we all becoming dog-like mentality. Like Foyer, when he first got here, he wasn't talkative like that. Now he's more comfortable, and he always been a dog. Don't take it from him. But now he's being more vocal. You're starting to hear him a lot more. And I think a lot of that is just trickling down within the team. Even Evan, he wasn't talkative. But when he talked, everybody listened. So I think everything is just trickling down. And in order to be a great football team, you got to have those dog-like mentality. You look at all the great football teams, they always had 1, 2, 3 guys that was dog-like mentality, that bring the energy, that wasn't more like the business type. Not saying they wasn't, but they was the dogs.
Yeah, they were the dogs, and you guys have a bunch of them right now playing well. You brought in a bunch of free agents. They brought in a bunch of free agents. You were one of them, and Evan's another. He bet on himself, and it's really turned out well. You bet on yourself. You winning the bet?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe as far as bringing in the culture, we made it to the playoffs. This is my second time in the playoffs, so this back-to-back for me. And as far as the pass rush, when you look at it, I looked at a stat, I think week 1 through 10, we wasn't really there. And then after, I think, the bye week, it shot up, and I was on the field more, I believe. So just as far as pass rush and boosting up the pass rush, getting pressure on the quarterback, and when you look at it, we don't blitz too much now. It's a 4-man front. So yeah, I did. I believe I bet on myself, and it's good.
But your contract will go away. Do you want to be here? I mean, if you could be here, do you want to be here?
Definitely. Jacksonville. Duval. Yes,
You want me to start negotiating the deal a little bit with you?
You said what?
You want me to negotiate the deal?
Oh, yeah, let's get it.
3 years, 40-something million, something like that. How much guaranteed? It's not my money.
Hey, we can get it all guaranteed.
How well did you play Saturday night? Was that one of the best games of your NFL career?
Yeah, that's definitely one of the best games. We was there. I felt like I had to play up the part of that game, because I've been to the playoffs. I know what it's like. I had to be the leader in that aspect. That's why I was around the ball, running everywhere. And you see the team, everybody the energy. We just build off one another. It's really a team thing. Like, we don't really have the big name guys. We don't really have that on defense right now. Oh, you got Josh Allen. But other than that, we just 11 people who trying to make a name for themselves. And that's what you see on the football field. That's why you see a lot of everybody jumping over piles. You see 10 guys around the football, and that's the way you're supposed to play football. And I knew, and that was a win or lose football game. We win, we in the playoffs. If we lost, we was out the playoffs. And so I had to put it upon myself to make sure that I prepared, that my body is in the best shape to be able to go out and do what I did Saturday.
That play on Saturday with 2:51 to go will probably be one, if not the biggest defensive play so far in this franchise's history. And you knew it was going to happen, I think, before it happened. Were you celebrating on the play before it happened?
Definitely was. So I'm a pass rusher, so I was copping, and I'm looking at the quarterback, and I know quarterbacks got a time, and if it's not out their hand by a certain time, it's a sack. But when I saw him about to throw the ball, and I seen Jink, I said, "Oh, that's sack fumble," and that's why I jumped in the air. I can't really explain it. I was just so locked in, really trying to get the sack.
Yeah.
But popping the container and realize, okay, I'm not gonna be able to get there. And seeing Jink coming, I just saw the whole play unfolding while I was looking right at it, and I just jumped with celebration because I knew the ball was done. But I didn't know Josh was gonna pick it up and score, and that was just a plus. But that whole play and that whole play sequence, that was a crazy play.
Hang that one up in the living room someday. Or something, right?
Definitely.
We'll wrap up here. What does "it was always the Jags" mean?
It was always about us. When you hear Doug, even at the beginning of the season, throughout the season, it's always about us. We lost because of things that we did. Nothing that they did. We lost because of things that we did. You look on film, and that's what it was. And he said it every day. It was kind of annoying. It's always about us. It's 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 about us. But then it came down week 18, and it was about us. if we lost, it would have been about us. If we won, which we did, it's about us. So that's the phrase that we taking on.
Is there some pride with this group, maybe even individually, that you've turned this city, this building, into what you have last Saturday and coming up this Saturday?
Hell yeah. We talked about it earlier. I think everybody that you guys interviewed, or everybody that interviewed from OTAs, it was about the culture change. And you can't change a culture losing. We have a winning record. We're in the playoffs since 2017. And it's just different. Last Saturday, the most fans that ever came to a game in Jacksonville here. So we having a lot. We achieving a lot of milestones, but we haven't got that one that we all want and the whole city want, and it's that Super Bowl ring.
Good luck this Saturday night. The chase begins, and if you need me at the negotiation table, let me know.
I got you.